Day of the 5-day groove challenge. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my phone on and get through the various different housekeeping bits just before we get started here. And what we're going to be going through today is we're actually going to be looking at, don't know why this isn't popped up live yet. We're going to be looking at how to actually go out and find your ideal who's. Now, there's a lot of people who's going out and they're trying to do this and it's not working. So what I thought I would do, this isn't going to be teaching about how to actually build groove pages, because let's face it, there's a load of people out there who are building some awesome groove pages and they're teaching how to build groove pages really, really well. So what I would like to do is I would like to go through the whole marketing thing. Now, if you're watching this on our Bots for Profit group, please come over to the 5-day groove challenge, sorry. And if you jump on there, then I can see all your questions and hopefully get your answers as well. So any questions that you got all the way through this, it'd be awesome if you could just click on the questions, ask us questions. It makes it so much easier for me to actually do it and help as many of you guys as what I can, because at the end of the day, that's what we're hoping to actually achieve. So we're hoping to achieve as much help as what we possibly can so you can go out and actually start making money from your groove. So let's get started. So what I decided to do was I've actually made myself some notes because I have basically the worst memory in the world. And anybody who's used to see us, used to being on my lives, they'll know I often forget to share my screen because I'm pretty useless at these various different things. But today, let's just share the screen. So what we're going to be talking about is going to talk about how to find your who. Now, this is who you are going to go out and actually start selling to, right? This is the most important aspect of all of your marketing altogether. Now, ideally, I would like you to all comment in the group, in the 5-day challenge group, what niches that you're actually in. If you could do that, that would be awesome. It'll help us a little bit more, and I can go more into specifics of what you guys actually do. But sadly, I can only see one page at the moment. So the number one reason that most online businesses fail is because they don't go and find the who. They're a little bit too lackadaisical on actually looking for their ideal customer. Now, you've probably heard this loads of times before, and you would have heard the riches and the niches and all this little lot, and it's true. What we've actually found is that once we know who our ideal person is, we can go out and we can start dominating that particular market. And this is the number one reason that we found that other digital marketers can't get going and can't scale. So what they're actually doing is they're going out there, they're building up a beautiful funnel and they're building up a beautiful product. They're doing everything else right, but they haven't actually got the target who. Now, this actually should be done before you even think of a product or an offer that you're going to be offering. All right. Now, later on, you're going to hear us talk about offers and products and why I believe you should only be offering offers as opposed to products and offers. So the first thing, ask yourself, who are you going to serve? Right. Now, this is possibly the most important question. What is it you do and what is the result that you give? Right. Next question, who do you love? Right. Who is the person you love actually serving? Now, Russell Brunson done an ideal thing of this. In fact, I shall show you it. Russell Brunson, a little while ago, got a bit fed up of everybody who was using ClickFunnels. So what he decided to do was he decided to put ideal who together. Now, his company was a bankruptcy at the time, so he released this book right here, the 108 Proven Split Tests for Winners. Right now, the only people who be interested in this book is basically the people who are massively into building funnels and things like this. Nobody else is going to be interested that you get 7% higher click-through rate with a yellow button than what you are with the red button, right? In which case, I don't know why I used red. But this is how he went out and how he actually started getting his who coming to him. Hi, Sue, how are we doing? So that's like one example. So it's who do you love? So this was people who Russell Brunson wanted to go out and want to start serving so that he could serve them better and obviously more money. Next thing I want to consider is who have you already gotten results for in the past? Now, if you've been in business a little while, then you will have people who you've helped before, and with any luck, you'll have results from them. Now, if you don't have any results, what I would strongly suggest is go out and offer your services for free, just for one or two people, so you can start getting reviews and people writing testimonials about you. If you have got results, then this makes it so much simpler. Right. So many people don't know how to go out and start finding the who's. Now, I've got a complete worksheet, which I'm going to be giving you guys at the end, which is going to help you go out and actually work your way through the who's. Now, I know I can say who's far too much on this, but it's going to help you go out and actually find who it is that you can go out and help and who you can actually start making money from. Right now, this is really, really simple. And the whole idea of this, all this 5-day training, is to get you unstuck. Right? I see so many people that's got the Groove accounts and they're not actually making any sort of inroads into their Groove account. They're not making no money from the Groove accounts. than actually getting money back in from it. They've just spent all this money. They're not being able to sell. A lot of guys I know want to just sell groove. They're not going out and selling a lot of groove. And they're basically just getting stuck where they are. They're not getting no further on. So the whole idea behind this 5 days is to get you guys unstuck. Now, we're going to be going through an awful lot. So big question is, who's your who, right? Who are you going to serve? Who are you going to serve? And what's higher, Angel? And what's the problem that you solve? Now, the problem that you solve is the number one thing, right? We are not bothered about what product you have, what anything else is. We are only interested in what the solution is that you give. We don't sell products. We don't sell offers. We sell results, right? It's the most easiest way to sell something. So a lot of people, when they're looking at the who, and I get a lot of people who come and ask us questions, and the first question I always ask them is, what is your who? Right? And they'll say, well, my product's good for everybody. Well, if your product's good for everybody, it's probably good for nobody. There's over 7 billion people in the world, and nobody has that sort of budget. Even Coca-Cola doesn't add everywhere. So what you need to do is we need to niche down. It's impossible to have the budgets, the time, or the coverage to cover 7 billion people. And so we don't want to do that because not everybody's ideally suited. So instead of thinking the whole world, what I want you guys to start thinking about is your world, right? So getting people into your world, your little corner of the world that you are going to become known for. You'll become the expert in this particular area so that people, when they think of whatever it is that you do, are going to think, right, I need to speak to Sue or Angel or whoever it is, right? So we can't fix all problems for all people. It's impossible. It can't be done. I know a lot of people want to finish off droughts and fix the gas price and all this sort of thing. But from where you're starting right now, that's too big a problem for you to try and go out and start solving. Instead, we're going to niche all the way down. And then what you're going to find is once you start niching down and you start finding your who, you're going to start finding other who's as well. So you'll start off with your one targeted niche down market. And then from there, you'll start getting other people in as well. And you'll start building that way. And what happens is when people have got too big a cause, then they are stuck in inactivity. A lot of the guys who saying that my product's good for everybody, they kind of hide behind this whole, well, yeah, my product's really good for everything. And so I don't know who to target. So therefore, I won't quite get set up yet. I'll do a bit more research. And they turn this whole research machine and it kind of get nowhere quick. And if you get nowhere quick, you can't make any money from it. So they're hiding behind this. And it's just so that they can't take responsibility. That's the only reason why they're hiding behind this whole who business, right? So everybody here who's online has the ability to love and serve. Right now, you should love your customers and you should want to go out and serve them. And everybody's been given that ability. So if you're being given that ability, it makes life so easy for you to actually start doing it once we find out the people who you can help. So if you don't know already who would be a who, then you've got to start thinking about who could be a who. Now, don't worry, this is going to make all perfect sense when we get to the one pager, which is I'm going to show you near the end. So what's the problem that they have that you could help them with your solution? So everybody has problems, both internal and external problems. And you have a solution in your product, service, or whatever it is that you're promoting, right? So you're an affiliate marketer. What is this actual solution to their problems that you have in your hands? This should be number one. What problem do you solve? What is your niche? What is your thing that you do? What is your service or product? If we know what your product or service is, then it makes it easier still to find you who. Now, if you haven't already got a product or service, this is even better because now what you can do is you can go out, you can find your ideal who, you can find people you love, and then you can find out what problems they have. This is very, very easy to do. You can do it on Facebook groups. You can start getting in, working the Facebook group a little bit, then start asking questions about what problems they're finding, and then you can start building up your own solutions to those particular problems. This is how a lot of people went out and made an awful lot of money. ClickFunnels didn't just come along and GrooveFunnels didn't just come along because people needed funnels. Well, they didn't. They had websites. It's the same sort of thing. What it came along for was that people were trying to design funnels where they could collect money easily, get upsells and downsells all built into their websites, where people could flow along and they're going to make more money from the websites. But it was very, very difficult to build in WordPress. And so not a lot of people actually went out and done it. So that's the whole reason why they brought out ClickFunnels. They've done a lot of research on this. They're in with an awful lot of marketers like Frank Kern, Mike Vilsain. And so they knew what problems it was there to solve. Now, they didn't actually think they would have that many people. If you listen to various interviews, then they're saying they expect to get around about 10,000 total people into ClickFunnels. And obviously, they've went an awful lot bigger than that. Now, if you've got no confidence and you don't want to go out and actually try and find the solution yourself and go out and report it and become the expert, there is another way of doing it, which you could become the reporter. Now, all that means is you go out and you would interview various different people. And then on these interviews, you're going to be able to build up a whole section of stuff where they can go and get knowledge. Now, this is something that you probably heard the guy called Rich Chevron. Now, Rich Chevron, huge marketer. The man, that's him right there. The man is absolutely awesome, amazing marketer. He knows far too much stuff. However, this whole website is his. And what it is, it's just an absolute group of people who have various different solutions to various different problems. And all Rich has done is he's went out and collated all of these together. And then he sells each of these off. Right? So, epic solo emails. Say, for example, you want to go and learn about emails. You go in here and Rich interviews somebody who is particularly good at that one thing. Right? Think of it as a museum or a library. So you can go there and you can collate everything together, the same as how they have. And this site is a very, very rich site. It's a massively rich site. Now, you've already got the ability to do that because you've already got a membership site. So that's one really easy way that you go out and do this. Right? So, like Steal Our Winners, like I just said. Now, if you've got more confidence, of course, you can do various different other ways. So you can become a coach, a course creator, an affiliate, network marketer, bricks and mortar business, a mastermind. It's sort of endless. Now, I started off a long time ago, far too long. You can probably tell by the wrinkles. But I started off as an affiliate. Now, from an affiliate, I was doing sort of part-time, and I was running various different businesses as well. Right. Then I went on to bricks and mortar. So I started as a photographer. I was doing a little bit of affiliate marketing as well at the same time as a photographer because I was also teaching photography. And so I was doing Amazon affiliate, selling various cameras and lighting and things like this. Really, really easy stuff. Then I moved on to bricks and mortar with my tattoo studio. And then I started up an agency, which was a bit of a mistake, but that's how come I started. And so I was really quite lucky because I managed to get experience in, well, at least 3 different things. Now, obviously, we have software. So what I want you to think of is a realtor, because I know a lot of realtors, they come to us within Chat Ammo, and they think that because they're a realtor, they sell to everybody. So when they come in, ask them what to do, and they say, I buy and sell houses. Okay, so who do you sell them to? Well, I sell them to everybody. My radius is about 300 square miles. I sell to everybody. I buy and sell houses. Now, from that simple sentence there, I already know that their takings, their earnings, their return on investment is nowhere near as high as what it should be. If they had come to me and said, well, a little while ago, my gran moved house and she couldn't get a good deal and she actually ended up losing money. And from there, I really started deep diving into people who are retiring and downsizing their homes. So from there, I actually decided to specialize in that. Now, if you think of an advert that realtor puts out and the realtor's on there and he's just saying, hi, I buy and sell houses all around the area. It's not really got anything for it. But instead of that, have New York City elderly. Are you looking to downsize your home? Are you going into retirement and want to release some of the equity in your home? I specialize in, and therefore you've now got an instant drag to the people who you can go and help. So all of a sudden you're going to appear higher to them and more of an authority, which is going to give you a lot more influence on the whole thing, which is nice, right? As everybody keeps on saying, the riches and the niches, it's often thing that people keep on saying. But another thing which we're going to niche down a little bit more is we're going to stop comparing yourself to other entrepreneurs, right? Instead, we're going to find your own niche. We're going to create your own blue ocean. We're not going to go into a niche that's already there because if it's already there, there's already competition in it, right? There's only 3 niches, 3 overall niches, which is health, wealth, and relationships, right? So everything fits in those 3 niches. Now, long time ago, there was probably one person who'd done wealth, one person who'd done health, and one person who'd done relationships, and they got very, very rich. But then more people come into it, start turning to red ocean, so there's too many competitors, and so then it started branching off, and new niches were starting being made. Now, from there as well, I know a lot of people who do dieting stuff, and so they went off and they went in the niche of keto. Now, keto was all well and good, but now everybody's jumping on the keto bandwagon. So again, it's a completely red ocean. And so for you to go out and prove yourself in a red ocean becomes a lot more difficult. You've got to go and spend more money to actually get these people involved, which is not what we want to do. We don't want to spend money if we can help it. But if you go out and you invent your own blue ocean, what you've now got is everybody who was your competitor right? So if I was going out and if I was doing groove training on how to build groove pages, well, I would instantly have at least 8 competitors, right? There's 8 guys within my group who are awesome groove builders. They're brilliant, and they've all the courses out, right? So it's a sort of flooded market, and these guys are awesome. I've just seen one of the things I put together today, which blew my mind. But that means I'm now competing against 8 people. Whereas, how many people are teaching how to actually go out and get marketing done by Groove? Well, none. And this is the most important part of actually getting your Groove to work. It is very, very nice if you've got a lovely looking funnel. But at the end of the day, the only thing a funnel does is it just collects money at the other end, right? That's all a funnel does. So all of these people who were going to be competitors and now your allies, they can now go out and help you sell your particular product. And then later on, because you've got your own niche, you can go out and sell their products too. Now, this is actually the way that Mike Filsain jumped into this. Now, Mike Filsain, at the very beginning, what happened was him and Frank Cardone, Frank Cairns, sorry, and a few of the others, they all got together and they worked out that each of them had different starting point, right? So Mike Filsain at the time, he was very, very good for beginners. Anybody who's beginning at marketing, they needed Mike Filsain. But then the next step on was more of a Frank Kern thing. And they had somebody else, kept on going. Now, what all these guys done was they all got together and they promoted each other's niches. This is how come they become super affiliates really, really quickly. They each had email lists of, say, about 150,000 or whatever it was. And every one of these other 12 would all market that one particular thing, right? So at first, it might be Mike Filsain. Then secondly, all 12 of them would market straight to Frank Kern's thing. And this will keep on going. So all of a sudden, they weren't competitors anymore. They were now completely working with each other and getting an awful lot more results for each other because they niched down. They made their own blue ocean. So what you want to do, what we think is a good idea to do, we're not saying you definitely got to do this, take my advice, or you can leave it if you want to. We believe in niching down so tight that you're the only one left standing. Right now, what this means, it means that if anybody thinks of your particular subject, there's actually a very good example right here. This one here, Wake Up Warrior. Now, this guy's niched down hugely, and he's making an absolute small fortune. It's actually my account on this. I've just bought into it. Now, this guy here, he goes out, and so far, I think he's made about 30 million per year. Now, the people who he niches to are religious people who are married, who are in later midlife, who are successful already, and who want the best of every single thing. So they have difficulties in the marriage, have difficulties with the children, have difficulties with their businesses. And so that's his niche. Now, it's so specific. It's specific. I can't never say that word. It's so niche down that it's incredible. And he is the only guy who's left standing. And he also swears an awful lot as well, which I quite like, but a lot of people don't. But it means that he now stands alone. If there's somebody looking for that sort of thing, then you're going to look at Jared, right? It's that simple, right? Once you find that one thing that you're left as the only person standing, you can get untold amounts from that one little thing, right? So even if you niche all the way down, so you get 2 or 3 people, and you've only got these 2 or 3 people, but you can help these 2 or 3 people 1,000%. They're going to come out, they're going to leave you testimonials, reviews, and then you can start growing your business. You can start growing it like that because you've already started with niche, right? So myself, I serve passionate entrepreneurs that want to prosper. Right now, these have to have a love for people and the want to go out and help people, right? That's my ideal people that I like to help. Now, I don't really want to go out and start motivating people. And I don't really want to help people who's got a poverty mindset. I believe that I know that there's more than enough money out there for everybody. And so if you've got somebody with a poverty mindset, what that means, it means that you're then struggling to actually try and help them all the time because straight away they think, well, I would only pay this amount of money. And so trying to get them to charge the correct amount of money is an absolute nightmare. They don't believe that there's enough money around the place. They don't trust the whole system. They keep on changing their mind and going to shiny object syndrome. And it ends up as a complete nightmare. They end up as complete vampires, right? So like I say, this 108 split test winners. So what that means, it means that when I've niched down, it means I'm not getting no more energy vampires. Now, a while ago, I went out and I started helping a lot of tattoo shops. And a lot of people then took me in as a manager of their tattoo shops. And I was getting percentages of their tattoo shops as well as my own tattoo shop. And what happened was I was running about like a lunatic trying to look after all these various different tattoo shops, promoting them, going in, making sure everything was okay, making sure all the tattoo artists were okay, and all of this. And it ended up that I was running around like a lunatic and I wasn't really making any more money because I was spreading myself far too thin. Even though I had niched all the way down, I didn't do it well enough. Right. So you want to think about who's got the most results from you, right? Who is it that you've went out and helped before that you can continue helping? So now if I was going out helping tattoo shops, I would do a done with you service, as in instead of a done for you service, because you only have so much time. And obviously after making the most time. So a quick breakdown. So the first thing, we're looking for people who we love, right? This is our circle. We need to get that circle. But obviously that's too big a circle. You might love all entrepreneurs. So this is the who. So the who is going to be all entrepreneurs. Um, is that really going to help you? Is that going to get you an awful lot more people into your world? Not really. So next, we're going to do the cross section between love and results. And this part right here, we start getting a little bit more niche down. So the people who we love and the people who we've got results for, there are ideal people. Now, just so happens we can build that list really easily because we can use lookalike audiences and things like this. So that's simple so far. Whoops, we don't sell products or services, we sell results. Right, sorry, that was further back. So in this middle bit where these two overlap, then you've got abundance, right? This is where you can go out and you can get money, right? Really, really easy. If you've got people who you love and people who you can get results for, you will get paid for helping them, right? People will pay you. Now, last thing is, what do you love, right? So who are there? What results have you got? What do you love? You've got abundance in these two. You've got abundance in these two here. But right here is where your money really lies. Now, if you find this place here with a little star on, I was trying to color it in, but I couldn't work out how to do it in Canva. So if you find this particular spot in the center here, this is where you are going to have a very, very successful business, right? So this is your path to riches. And I mean, all of the riches that you can think of, this is basically the ultimate thing that's going to happen. So the things you need to be thinking about is what product or service and what is their biggest problems, right? So what's the biggest problems and what product or service do you offer that's going to solve their problems, right? Now this is another really important bit as well. This is more for the people who's got the poverty mindset. Now, if you've got the poverty mindset, you might be thinking going out and selling $100 thing or $1,000 thing is quite pricey. But if you go out and you sell $100 solution to $1,000 problem, you're going to be able to sell that $100 solution till the cows come home because it's a good solution and it's getting them 10x on their investment. So the same thing, if you've got a $1,000 solution and you're solving a $10,000 problem, people are going to pay you and they're going to pay you really quite happily. This is why the research is so important. This is why hopefully you can start seeing how this isn't no more pushing a big rock up a hill. This is basically taking the whole rock and letting it build all by itself. It's going to keep on going. So when we start deep diving into this, we want to know what are the concerns, right? Now, not just the obvious surface problems, what everybody will tell you about, what you can see in all the groups. We need to know what the private conversations are happening in their mind, right? These are the personal conversations. So when I was starting off entrepreneurship, one of my private conversations I was having in my own head was, I hope this funnel works because I've already let down my girlfriend. I don't know how many times. I dared tell her that I'm going to make another failure on this funnel. This funnel has to work. I don't understand why it's not. And this was all getting on my mind. Now, a lot of people are thinking the same sort of things. A lot of people are thinking about, right, how am I going to pay me rent next week? How am I going to do this? Why is this not working? What's this? So if you can get them in the conversation that they're already having, where they're already having problems, again, you're already halfway there. And the way to get there, obviously, know your niche. So what is it they want to avoid at all costs? Well, I want to avoid another failed funnel. I didn't want another failed funnel. I couldn't cope with another failed funnel. I had about at least 20 failed funnels. I made lots of mistakes when I started off, which is hopefully this is why I want to help people now, because I don't want anybody to go through the same thing that I went through, which was an absolute nightmare. We were looking at losing the tattoo shop, we were looking at losing the house, we were looking at losing all sorts. And so we needed to get all this sorted out, and I needed to learn it a lot faster than what I was. And what do they want to move towards? Now, there's an important point in these, Tim. So if we know what they want to avoid and what they want to move towards, we need to know what sort of stage they're in. Now, if they're brand newbies, right, if they're just starting out on their journey on anything, newbies are a lot more likely to avoid pain than seek pleasure. If you think about the way when you started off, so let's take myself as an example again. When I was setting up funnels, I wasn't interested in making 10 grand a month. I wasn't interested in making a million a year or whatever else, getting the 2 comma club. I was interested in paying the rent. I was interested in putting food on the table. I was interested in getting my girlfriend a nice pair of shoes, this sort of thing. That's what I was interested in. I was interested in, I could afford to go to the pub and have a pint. This was my motivation, not I want 10K a month and all this sort of thing, because it didn't seem possible at that particular time. Obviously, it is possible because we're going to build email lists and things like that's going to do it. But it didn't seem possible to me because I was in the place of where I was at the time, the very, very massive poverty mindset, which is one of the things I had to get myself out of. Now, when you're on finding your niche, what you need to do is go out and take the time and energy to find out the answers. Find out the answers of what's their internal stories, what's their internal fears, what is it they want solutions with. If you find out these answers, it makes your life so, so easy. You're going to be so shocked. So, quote by Abraham Lincoln, if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'll spend the 4 hours sharpening an axe. This is the theory that you're going to be working with. If you have 6 hours to go and find your ideal clients to make a funnel, rather than going out and making that funnel straight away and then going, right, I need to go and find some people. Right, who am I going to look for? I would rather go out and I would rather find the people and then build my funnel, because then I can do exact call out to who it is I'm looking for. So if you went through my funnel to get to this page, you would have heard my call out, which was Groovesters. How do you like to have success with Groove funnels within 5 days? This was my call out. This is because I only wanted to attract Groove funnel people, which was really important to me. So I never started building the funnel up until I looked at Groove funnels. And I'm going to show you some of the tricks that I used to go and find the Groove funnels and how I got me marketing cheaper. That's going to be a lot more tomorrow than what it is today. But it made my life a lot simpler because I already had clear in my mind. Now, I could have went after ClickFunnels users. I could have went after anybody at all. But I decided Groove funnels users, why not start off with people who I can see struggling? I can see them on the Groove groups, and I can see them struggling, asking really simple questions that so they should have really been explained to by the person who brought them into Groove funnels. So what should result in, it should help that you know your who better than anybody else. So by the time you're finished doing the research, I'm going to give you the cheat sheet for. You should know your who back to front, inside out, and every other way. You should know all their problems. You'll know all the solution that you offer. You'll know the solution to each problem. Then what we're going to do is we're going to find the sexiest solution to their problem, right? Now, we're going to go into that in offers, but that's the thing to keep in mind. So we're going to find our sexiest solution, and then we can keep on upselling them, right? So money comes and goes. Like, it's really, really easy to make money, right? I didn't believe this either. So if you're sitting looking at the computer screen, calling me a liar, I understand. But money is really, really easy to make. It's not difficult at all. If you've got a job, the money comes in every single month. If you haven't got a job, if you get this bit sorted out, you will get money. But the best bit about this is that you're actually going out and helping people. You're making an impression on them. You're hopefully helping them achieve what they want to achieve. And the money comes at the same time. So it's a nice bonus, and you do get more money if you do it this way. But I think the most important thing is actually helping people. Now, hopefully you agree with this, because if you're going out strictly just to get money, then it's one of those things where you're never going to achieve happiness. It's kind of it's a hollow amount of money that you get. Now, we've done the whole hollow thing. I've went out and I did used to sell crap affiliate software. I went to Munshine. I would promote every single thing that came on Munshine. It was terrible. Some of them were atrocious. Even I was getting my money back from them. But at the time, I was just going out and selling them. I wanted some money in, and so I just done it, which I shouldn't have done. But if I had worked out me who, I could have done this so much easier. So what next you need to work out is who you can be for your who. Who are you going to become? Are you going to become their teacher, the motivator, or the reporter? Right? There's all these different ways that you can go and teach them. So who do you want to become present for you, and what feelings do you want to produce for your who? So when they watch any of your content, how do you want them to feel? Do you want them to feel comfortable, contented? What is it that you would like to know from them? Right? So how can you get your who clearer on what they want and what they need to do? Now, this is mainly a problem if they're newbies again. Now, if they're newbies again, a lot of people, when you're a newbie, you can only see a tiny little bit ahead of you. It's as though there's a good big hill in front of you. You try to climb a hill, but you can only see the one particular thing in front of you. And half the time, that isn't the real problem. And a lot of newbies will come in and say, right, okay, well, I don't know how to build a funnel, and I don't know how to do a decent headline. but they don't know how they're going to get traffic in. So I don't care if they write the best headline in the world. If they're not getting no traffic into their headline, nobody's going to see it. They might as well just not bother writing a headline. It's pointless doing them sort of things. And a lot of the time when they're new, people can't see the step that they need to take. They'll just see what's in front of them. Right, the problem is I've got now is this. Whereas the real problem they've got now is you've got no traffic, so you're not going to be able to convert. So you need to start getting traffic to then get your headline seen. So you can actually go out and start showing them where they need to be, what they need to do, and how they can improve. So what's the identity that you want to give to your who? Now, this is done perfectly in both ClickFunnels and GrooveFunnels. GrooveFunnels started calling everybody Groovesters, which was awesome, a great way to do things. So everybody then started identifying as Groovesters, obviously, which then makes them part of the group. Then they put the little lights in the background and they sold off the groove lights. ClickFunnels went a whole lot further. This is coming up my reply. Right. I'm sorry, I've got somebody on just having something wrong there. Right. So what's the identity you want to give to your who? Now, ClickFunnels, as we're saying, done this brilliantly with the 2 Comma Club and calling people funnel hackers. Now, everybody went out and started wearing the funnel hackers, t-shirts and all the rest of it. So everybody started identifying the ClickFunnels. And a lot of people didn't leave ClickFunnels just because of the funnel hacker t-shirts. No matter how many problems ClickFunnels or everybody else had. You just see it happening all the time. And it's a really good thing to be doing. Russell Brunson always suggests that you make up something that would fit onto a t-shirt. So what was it he called them? It wasn't lead funnels. He called one of the funnel people and really went through all of this lot, and it was really quite good. But he managed to slag them all off and then get everybody to wear the same t-shirt that he was slagging them off on. And he built a whole culture around it. He keeps on calling it a cult tour. And there's a bit of a cult that ClickFunnels has made, and that's why they've identified it. And he's just done these exact same things. So get the nitty gritty. We need the ideal clients that we're looking for because we don't want to waste any money and time. If you're going for everybody, it's going to cost you far too much money to try and target everybody. If you don't niche down, your ad spends are going to be through the roof. Your ROI is going to be absolutely terrible. And you're not going to actually make any money back, right? You might get a couple of sales, but if you really niche down, you're going to get so much more. I see a lot of people who believe they already have the who, but when we start asking them, then it turns out they really, really haven't. Now, what I want to go through is that you can't really go deep enough on your who. When you think you've went deep enough, keep on going, right? It's that sort of thing. Now, I've done this exercise with somebody who I was helping, and I was doing a one-on-one with them, and we basically went through the whole lot, right? And we really, really niched down. So small keys will open big doors, right? People say this is too basic, but how many people have actually managed to go out and do it? How many times you've run successful ads? If you haven't run successful ads, you haven't niched down enough. It's that simple. And the reason things work is simple. You might even need to watch these trains a few times, right? That's all the normal rubbish. Right. So what I want you to do is I want you to repeat this particular process I'm going to give you on the actual 1 pages. If you repeat the process, then you can start getting really good at finding your ideal who's, right? So let's say we have 4 criteria for the who's. We're going to really simplify this down here. So let's say we want men who are digital marketers, who are struggling to get sales, and they've already lost money on ads before, right? So that's our who so far, right? And a lot of people come to us with that as a who, and that's not bad. It's a decent starting off, but let's go into a little bit more. So let's start off with just the men bit. So how many kind of men are there, right? Well, there's single or married, there's kids, there's careers, what age are they, what faith they got, what financial backgrounds, what physical health they got. Are you doing it national, international? Are you doing it local? All of these are all various things that you can start niching down further on, right? Now, you might think, well, I haven't got a clue how to start all that. Don't worry, we've got all that covered in the 1 pages because we can show you who other people are using to go out and find their who's, right? So we can then cheat. We can use all of their ad spends for us to then get the knowledge from. So digital marketers, what products do they have? What offers they have? What niche they're in? What software they're in? Are they organic marketers? Are they paid marketers? Right? So we can pick a niche from each of these. Struggling to get sales. So the feelings they might be feeling isolated, might be afraid of failure. I know I was. They might be struggling financially. They might not have any faith in their market. They might think they picked the wrong thing, which is then when they start going into the whole shiny object syndrome and go all over the place. They might have tried and failed before. They might be scared of looking like a fool in front of the partner, which is another thing that I can really associate with. It happens to the best of us. And this is just starting. This is just the beginning of the way you can start niching down them, right? There's thousands of different combinations that you can go through to find your ideal person, right? So the way that I look at it is if you imagine a huge table full of food, right? And I'm talking the biggest table you've ever seen in your life. And it's got all of the foods in the world, right? Now, there's only so much food that you could ever eat, right? And this table that you've got, it would last you 100 lifetimes. Now, you wouldn't just go to the table and start stuffing your bag full of all this food. You would go through, you'd wander around, you'd pick the very, very best and your favourite foods. Because why wouldn't you? If you would try and take the food home with you, it would just go bad. So you want to go out and pick the best food. Now, this is the same thing when we're going to get your niches. We want to go out and pick the very best and get your favourites among the niches, right? We don't want to settle for second-rate kind of, well, the kind of niche. They haven't got that much money. I know one guy was trying to sell to engineers, genius. And yes, engineers got loads of money, and they could probably buy anything they want. But how many engineers do you know who's passionate about being an engineer? There's none. Whereas school teachers, yes, they've got a passion. Another one is gamers. Huge, huge passion. But they've got no money. So it's pointless trying to go after gamers. They can't afford to pay you. Well, some of them could, but not a lot of them. Right? So this means you're going to be able to start crushing your ads because you've got that niche down. And this is a no-fail way of doing it. This means that if you've never run ads before, you can now start running ads with confidence. If you want to do organic marketing, you can start doing organic marketing with confidence that you're actually going to make money back, which is the important part. You're not going to be wasting your time on a broad market that just will not catch on anything. So if you niche all the way down, you also build an instant rapport, right? Rapport, if you're supposed to pronounce it. So if I niche down to, let's say, dog walkers, yeah, rich gamers. There's not that many. I know I keep on trying to find rich gamers. It would be an awesome niche to go into. Right. So if you've got rapport on somebody, like entrepreneurs who are struggling, like I was saying before, who don't have a poverty mindset, then those are the kind of people who I can build rapport with. That's what I've already been through myself. I've tried and failed at times, so I can get rapport with these people an awful lot faster. They're going to accept what I've said because I'm not coming in. I'm not saying, right, okay, well, last year we made X amount of pounds, and this year we're on course to make all this money. Nobody wants to know that. Nobody wants to hear that you're really successful without hearing your backstory. Nobody's going to actually support you. If you watch any films, the hero always starts off poor, downtrodden somewhere or another, and then builds himself up to some kind of super duper person, right? So you want like-minded people to who you are so that they can start identifying with you, right? You have the most success, enjoying working the most. We don't need that bit. We've already went through it, right? So people are willing to pay you. The more people willing to pay you that you can help, right? There is literally millions and millions of people out there who will want to pay you if you can help them, right? There is no shortage of people who are looking for solutions. It is shocking how many people are out there. So you might be thinking, yeah, but what about the people outside of what you choose? All right. So you might be thinking, well, yeah, I said mine would help the world, and now I'm niching all the way down. So what about all these other people? So say, for example, women who are digital marketers, right? That's okay. You can leave them where they are. Some of them is actually going to come over to you. Some of them's going to find you. They're going to see what good results you're bringing them in, and they're going to find you. But leave them for somebody else. Leave them as somebody else's who's. There's far too many digital marketing men or real estate agents, all people for real estate agents to help. There's far too many of each of these tiny little niches for more than one person to help, right? You can have literally thousands. Every single person who signed up for this could go out and get their same niche. We could all go for more or less the same niche, right? With just a slight little change. So I might go for men who's 25 to 34. You might go for men who's 34 to 42. All of these various different things will give you a massive niche and give you the people who you can go out and choose. Right, so you can leave them for somebody else. And the worksheet. Here we go. Right, so what we'd like to do is this worksheet right here. I'll share it in a minute. So what I've got is got actual questions. So who's your who, right? Who could be your who? Who should be your who? So which people could you go out and help that they didn't know? And where is your who paying attention, right? Are your who mainly on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, other one? Whereabouts are they, right? We need to know where they are so we can start targeting them a little bit. Now, what's their opportunity? What's their concerns? What's the problems? What's the desires? And what's their fears? right? The more of this you can fill in, the easier you're going to find this, the easier you're going to find the whole digital marketing thing, right? What do they love? Who do they love? What do they love to watch? Who is their person who they keep on following? This is where we can start building our Dream 100 as well, which we're going to be coming on to. But if we know who they love and who they dislike, we can then start targeting their market as well. So let's use the obvious. Let's use Russell Brunson, right? So ClickFunnels users tend to love Russell Brunson. It's very, very easy to go out and target Russell Brunson followers. Now, when we're targeting Russell Brunson followers, we know the sort of people who like to follow him because we've already done our research. And further down, you're going to see it all there. So we actually know if they fit into our who, we've now got them. Right, what do they hate? Where they're spending the money right now. So let's say it's chatbot where they spend the money right now. It could be in ManyChat, could be in Chatfield, could be in Chatmatic. So we need to find out which ones are the most successful. In that case, it's ManyChat. So then we look at ManyChat's audiences, who's the ManyChat audiences, and then we can start targeting right way down them. So that's where they spend the money, what they spend the money on, what books do they read. Another great thing to do. If you can find out what books they read, the next thing that you can do is you can go out and offer to interview the authors, right? This is going to give you instant credibility. All you need to do is just go out and find a few of their books. Let's say they're entrepreneurs, they're going to love 4 Work Week and various other books like this. So you can go out and interview all them lot. And if you get a decent sort of following, both organic and paid, then this means you've now got something that they're going to want to see. And you've just associated yourself with the person who they love. So where'd they hang out? When you were a kid at school, there was always the strange kids. I probably was one of them. But there was the weird ones who played like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like this. I never understood that. It was very, very strange. I hung out with the boxing crowd, but there was only about 3 or 4 boxers in my school. Now, out of 3 or 4 boxers in my school, if we times that by the amount of schools there was in the UK, and we times that by 3 or 4 in each school, there's now a huge group of them. Now, all the boxers used to hang out in Ring magazine. So if I was looking for boxers, sell a boxing item, I would put that up in Ring magazine, and I would hit all the boxers straight away. Right. So what are their core beliefs? What they believe is true. Now, normally there's an enemy in amongst these beliefs as well, right? Very, very good for you. So there's something that they believe that you can then go and help them throw rocks at. Right. This is part of Expert Secrets book. And basically you find somebody that they believe, somebody that's letting them down, and then you start throwing rocks at them. You tell them it's not their fault, that they've failed before, they're in the wrong vehicle, right? Your vehicle is the correct vehicle, because obviously you've got New Blue Ocean, and all you're doing is you're fishing out your very best prospects, right? So what industries are failing them? So is sales funnels failing them? Is websites failing them? Are chatbots failing them? Are marketing systems failing them? We can put all this lot. What old methods let them down? This is one of my favorite questions because, of course, you're giving out a brand new method. So therefore, you can give them a brand new method of what's going to happen. If you can put out the old method that's letting them down, so let's say multi-level marketing, one of the old methods that isn't working is them going out and harassing their family and friends to sign up for their multi-level marketing deal. Now, you can go out and show them a brand new method of this by using chatbots to get them in, by using various different ways that you can engage them and get the people straight in there, right? By using lead magnets. These are the things that nobody else is really doing yet. Stephen, oh God, I've just forgotten his surname. Stephen, who's used to be work for ClickFunnels, I can't think of his name. But anyway, he set up a whole multi-level marketing training course. He made a small fortune off it. Now that's now become a red ocean. However, network marketing hasn't become a red ocean. And exactly the same training works for network marketing, multi-level marketing, and affiliate marketing. They're all around about the same thing. Like there's not that much differences between most businesses. Right. So who is currently delivering for them? Who's currently giving them their success? Which would be that Stephen bloke. I can't think of his surname, which is really annoying. Are they aware of the problems? Now, this is if they're a hot, cold, or warm market. That's the bugger, Stephen Larson. Thanks, Sue. Why couldn't I think of that? Right. So, are they aware of the problems? If they're aware of the problems, then they can be approached in a different way. Now, if they're super aware of the problems, you can start telling them the added bonuses of getting it. Whereas if they're not aware of the problems, then you're going to start more of keep them away from pain, right? So this is how to avoid the pain. If they're not aware, super aware, and they're already sort of involved in it, then this is where you can start saying, listen, I know you can make 10K a week, a month on whatever it is that you're doing right now, because obviously you'll know that. But did you know there's a faster way of getting there? It's a completely different way. You're using the wrong vehicle at the minute. We're not going to say faster or better or anything like this because that's just an improvement statement. We want to make a brand new vehicle statement, right? So we're going to be completely different. So are they looking for the solutions? Very important. Are they actually out there currently looking for a solution to their problem? A lot of people aren't because they're not aware that they've got a problem. These people are harder to sell to, but they're a lot easier to kind of get in. Once you get them in, then they can be converted really quite rapidly. So what else have they tried? Have they tried something else before and it's failed? So a lot of network marketers and multi-level marketers, they've tried that and they've failed before. So they might be in multi-level, then they moved on to network marketing. And they might have tried and failed before. One thing I failed with was Builderall. I used to use Builderall. I hated it. I couldn't believe how bad this thing was. And so I tried and failed on Builderall. I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand how any program was that bad. I went over to ClickFunnels. All of a sudden, everything works, and oh my god, it's like heaven! Now GrooveFunnels has got a lot more features, and everything works. It's heaven. Just about everything works. So it's really, really cool. So next, how much do you love your who? Right. So is it 100% love? Do you absolutely adore to wake up on a morning and think, right, I've got to help these people? Do you kind of love them halfway through the day? Do you go, yeah, they got me nervous a bit now. Or are you not too sure? Are you not sure if this is the right who for you? Because you need to make sure that you love them enough. If you don't love them enough, they might be your wrong who. How can you love them more? What is it that you would change that make you love them more? Is there a particular trend you could put out? Is there a question that you're sick of them all asking you, which is driving you nuts? In which case, put some trend out. Get them to love you more. Do you love them enough? Yes or no? Really simple. What makes it easy for you to love them? What makes it hard for you to love them? What do you have in common with them? Remember, want to build up the rapport. What is your personal triumphs they would love? This is going to be your stories. I'm not very good at telling stories, even though my girlfriend says I am. But you're going to have a range of stories that's going to resonate with these particular people. And if you've got stories that's going to resonate with them, you're going to build up know, like, and trust an awful lot faster, which then means they're going to buy from you an awful lot more, which is really, really important. Who do you want to be for them? Like we were saying before, do you want to be the reporter? Do you want to be the teacher? Do you want to be their mentor? Do you want to be their motivator? What is it that you want to be for them? Who do they need you to be? Which hopefully is the same answer as that. If it's not, we have trouble. What films do you want to produce for them? How do you want them to feel when they're watching your stuff? How can you keep them moving forward? Right? How can you stop them from starting on a path and then halfway through going, no, I've seen this other thing and I quite want to do that. Thank you, Sue. This is going to be given to you as well, guys. Sorry. Sue's just said, loves the depth of this. Thank you. So kind. Sue and Angel's be two kindest people I've got. So how can I get them clear on what they want? How are we going to make them know what they want in the future? How are they going to go, right, okay, I need to do this so I can get that? How aware me who? How aware of their problem are they? Are they aware of the solution? Now then, I'll give you a bit of a break because I thought by the time you finish all that little lot, you're going to be sick of your lives. So I've got a little funnel here for download. Now this is the front end on a membership site. Reason why I've given away front end of membership site today, it's going to be another giveaway tomorrow, is because this could be an easy way for you to put a product together for your who, right? This could be your easy sales on your membership site and build up a small membership site, which you can then go out and start selling to them. Don't worry, by the end of the 5 days, you know exactly how to go out and do that. There's lots of other things you can do. I'm not saying do that, but if you want to do that as an added bonus, it's normally a good way. There's one guy who I was speaking to who's into real estate and he flips houses. And he was looking for another way of income as well. So I said, because he was very, very successful, build together a membership site and actually sell off how you do this. People will pay you an awful lot of money. Again, he's got, well, it would be about $2,000 program, which would solve at least a $20,000 problem. So all of a sudden, people's going to be there. So it's a great way for them to make money. Thank you, Angel. Right. So how can you point them to your solution? What is it that you're going to get them to come into your solution? Now, remember, Russell Brunson used the 108 split tests, right? That was his ideal way of getting them in because he already had his lead magnet in place and it was really, really cool. So it was just a simple thing to do. Then we've got my little drawing. So all the people, it's not me drawing, by the way, I just got it from Canva before. I'm a tattoo artist, but I'm a bad one. Right. So what I decided to do as well, we decided to give you other data. Now, this is the data on various other software companies. So we've got Chatmatic, ManyChat, Mobile Monkey, GrooveFunnels, ActiveCampaign. What? Oh no, that's just ActiveCampaign. Don't know why I've got GrooveFunnels there. Builderall, ClickBank, ClickFunnels, GrooveFunnels, JVZoo, Munchai, Neil Patel, Warrior Plus. Right now, if we go into here, and what you're going to get is you're going to get download. Now, this download here is going to give you where ClickBank gets all of its traffic from, right? Which is pretty awesome, right? We like that. So let's just go into ClickBank and in here, right? So once you get this, then what you can do if you're looking for these particular products, these are taken from a website called similarweb.com, and you can actually join SimilarWeb for, I think it's 7-day free trial. Now, in that 7-day free trial, you get access to all of this. So if your niche is different, please go and join SimilarWeb. It's free trial. It's very expensive if you go past the free trial. But this is the sort of details what you get, right? So just kind of zoom into this. So the details you're going to get is we can then start looking at where they're getting the traffic, who's referring them, right? So we can start hitting some of these particular websites. So I can go after Digistore 24, Warrior Plus. I can go after Exipure. Oh, that's we done a thing on that, didn't we? Digistore 24-hour app. Spark by ClickBank, System.io. I'm surprised they're actually sending traffic there. Bitly, that doesn't count really. Pay Social Media Jobs, Lean Belly Juice. So all of these people who sending traffic to this particular website, we can go out and say, hi, we're seeing that you're sending traffic here. Would you be interested in letting us advertise on your thing? Right now, there's an absolute load of stuff on here. So you can go through all of that as well. Where's my thing went? So you can go through all of that as well. So let's just get that saved. And let's get that shared with you guys. So we'll be sharing this onto onto the group. Where's my bloody group went? You know, anybody who's used to watching us live will know how useless I really am. And if I can do this research, you guys can definitely do this research because I am atrocious at this sort of thing. Right, so let's just put that underneath. We'll stick that right in there. So you've got your downloads. I'll go back to that one. Right, so you've got your download stuff. Where's your who, your who's the who, all that sort of business. Ready for you guys to all go through it. You can get the builder right now. You can also save the builder. So you can save and share it. It'll just say right there. There's a little preview of it. And don't forget, you can also advertise this particular course if you would like. Now, what would be awesome, because today is almost over. I don't know if I've got any paid members in here. If I haven't got any paid members and you're coming in late, because maybe I didn't advertise it enough, drop us a message across on Facebook and I'll come in and I'll do a group with you guys. But you can share and save this. Share it your own thing. There's going to be more one pages to come, which are going to take you through everything. So the hope is that eventually we're going to have a complete sheet, complete set of sheets that you guys can use, so that every time you want to launch an offer or anything like this, then you can just go into sheets, fill out the sheet, get all of your stuff. Next time you want to launch an offer, you've already got your sheet completely filled in, so everything's already there. Now, there's quite a few other sheets that's going to be coming. I'll just take you through a little bit of a look. So, sorry, I've got my electric cigarette thing here because I'm trying to cut down today. Right. So in my collections, we have the Digital Market Manifesto. So there's 19 one pages in there. We've got all these different one pages depending on which ones we need for you guys. So creating social content, offer science, your webinar, Digital Market Manifesto, Dream 100 hacks, OTO scripts. So we've got everything here ready for you guys to have an amazing 5 days. So at the end of this 5 days, you guys should know everything. And everybody who upgraded, then you guys will be getting more. You guys are getting an awful lot more. So you guys will be getting all of these one pages. You'll be getting more funnels. And you've already got your 3 months free onto Chat Ammo as well. I forgot the name of your own software there. So you guys got all of that as well. So it's all looking cool. There's so much here for you guys. Hopefully, this has been some help to some people, which is the whole reason why I've done this, is to actually help. I don't know why that suddenly popped up in the background. But this is why we've done this, so hopefully to help people. Tomorrow, we're going to be going into paid ads. I'll probably be going into organic as well. We're doing a bit of organic too. And we're going to go through the simplest way that I go out and I do my paid ads. Now, the way I do my paid ads is so simple, it's beyond all belief, right? It is shockingly easy. Half the time, I don't even really bother tracking it. I'm a bit lazy like that. But the lowest ROI that I expect to get through is around about, I expect a 2x on the investment. So for every $1 I put in, I expect to get $2 out. Now, I will start from my ads, in case you're worried about spending money on ads. I will start from my ads at around about $5 a day. I'll then run that ad for the 5 days, see what the tracking's like, see what suggestions they're giving us. Don't always listen to their suggestions. I got robbed off them last week. I was a bit gutted. But see what their suggestions are, see what they're saying to do. Have a quick look at your ad once you've got the ad together. And that means you can now go out and start producing ads that's going to make you money, which then means, because you're getting a better ROI on it, it then means you're going out and rather than just spending money, not seeing none of your money coming back, because you're going to, by the end of this, is going to start getting your own products, you're going to get paid straight away, which means that for every dollar you put in, you get back two. As you can imagine, you then start putting in $100, $1,000, so on and so forth, because you know you're going to double your money, right? This is the whole thing of where you really start scaling up and you start making some serious money. Now, the way I do it, as I say, is really, really easy. There's no need to get panicky about anything like this. I'm also going to show you how to do lookalike audiences. However, I'm not going to go in and show you how to do Facebook ads because I'm banned from Facebook ads. I could set up another account, but to be honest, I'm getting better ROIs on me Google and me YouTube, so I don't really bother with it. But we're going to go through all of that. I'm also going to give you another funnel, which is going to be a book funnel. This funnel, as you've touched on today, about going out and interviewing authors and things like this. If you use a book funnel as your lead magnet, what you're going to get a lot higher quality of people who's coming through to you as well. So if you run ads for a book funnel, for example, what that means, you're going to spend $1 to get people in. The people who come in for a free book funnel, which is a reading list funnel, they are going to be higher spenders than the regular people you're going to get in. So it means that you're going to get more sales, which is always a good thing. Right. So has anybody got any questions from today? Because, sorry, I went a little bit fast and whatnot. Because I'm one of those quick moods today. It's a really, really strange one. Unfortunately, I can only see questions. Can I only see questions there? Can I see them here? No, I can only see questions in that particular one. And if there's no questions, first I would like to say thank you to Sue for remembering Steve Larson's name. So embarrassing. And thanks for Angel. And I also seen there was another comment from Gary. Got it, thanks. Right, cool. So you guys all got that? Great information. Cool. Please, it's helped somebody. Any questions at all? Anybody who's also upgraded, if you have any questions for us, please just send us over a DM. You can send it over to my Facebook account. I'll share my screen so you can see what my Facebook account is. In 1 second. Thank you, Sue. Jesus, I'm getting confused myself. Thanks, Sue. If I could just organise myself, it would work. Treat. Right. So, any questions at all? Any of the guys that's upgraded? I shall copy down my YouTube, my Facebook page, and you can just send us a message on there. And of course, we're going to have plenty of answers for people. If I don't know the answers to something, I will find out the answers by the next time that I'm on. There's an almost guarantee. Hopefully I'll know the answers straight off the top of my head. It is. Right, but that's it for today. So thanks very much for watching and speak soon.